Time for more on UATV. You ask, we answer. We have a massive 5-storied question from Ed WBin. He or she is probably quoting Google, where he or she read that in 1992-94 former Soviet state assets were distributed amongst the people, and approximately 100 oligarchs had in some way collected them all. Wow, I'll do my best to explain to him or her in easy terms the truth and creation of an oligarchy system in Russia as such, and in some cases in Ukraine just as well. Firstly, the companies passing to private sector initiated by President Yeltsin in 1992-1994, owned by which state? RSFSR, the predecessor of USSR, or the USSR itself? Whose assets were distributed amongst the ex-Soviet states in reality? After the collapse of the USSR, all the former Soviet industrial and any other companies became the property of the countries where they were physically located. This applied to money too. For example, Soviet bank deposits. Russia has kept the so-called special status of Sevastopol in Crimea for itself since the Soviet fleet was really large and the Black Sea ports simply could not accept all the ships, so Russian ships were based on the territory of Ukraine and in 2014 took an active part in the annexation of Crimea. And yes, Russia kept all the bank savings of Soviet Sberbank of USSR for itself. Therefore, our parents and grandmothers and grandfathers lost all the savings. I mean, all of it. Just imagine 50 years of work and then nothing. No money, no country, no future. Remember that thing, we'll get back to it in just a moment. According to various calculations, Ukrainians lost that time $3.5 billion in savings. Although if we are to index that to today's rate, it is about $10 billion. Point 2. The so-called privatization of our shares that allowed you to purchase a ex-Soviet property of any kind were they really given to people? To all of the 290 million of people of USSR? Really? No. Privatization of state-owned enterprises took place according to the following scheme. A joint stock company was formed first and all employees were given a certain part of shares. People did not understand the value of shares and sold them easy and foolishly. And it was all staged properly and all the shares were bought out by proper people, yes, future Russian oligarchs. Why would people sell their shares, you can ask me? Well, that would only mean that you are not from USSR. Soviet people were always squeezed between bad past and terrible future. And the choice between bad and the worst was the only one available for a Homo Sovieticus. All of them recently had lost all of their life savings, remember? Point 3. Privatization of shares were given. Nope. Very often when a person came to the cash register, they were asked what he wants or she wants more to use his share in a newly born joint stock company and to be promoted within a structure or plus 10 rubles to his salary. Since most people did not know any damn thing about joint stock companies or anything about financial markets, they just choose plus 10 rubles to the salary. Obvious Soviet choice. Worst. Point 4. And of course there wasn't no audit at all. All was staged, and so that later it would not be possible for the people to protest against the whole criminal thing. The new oligarchs made the sales of the VU shares and shares irrevocable. Only think about it. They made the unlawful thing the law. Wow. And number 5. Oligarchs got it all. For the most part, a certain oligarch received all the shares of one certain ex-Soviet enterprise. If one oligarch couldn't afford to buy it all, coercion was used. Mostly criminal one, with lots of Hollywood thing, blood in bodies and shootings. Or a fictitious company was created and that fictitious entity had a right for collecting all of the huge debts of the ex-Soviet enterprise. All of a sudden, another click and the enterprise was sold to, that is right, oligarchs again, of course. So you see, this way or the other, there was no way for Russian Homo Sovieticus to get rich unless he kills and cheats. That kind of rings the Kremlin bell, right? It was Henry Keane on UATV State Channel, wrapping up hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world, directly from Ukraine. Ask us a question, we'll do our best to answer it in our comments below. Like, comment and subscribe. Your opinion matters the most to us. That is all, folks. See you soon next week. Stay safe and tune for more.